Okay, guys, remember what we were doing yesterday, right? We were talking about how to design a customer plan to grow a business, right? You see, there are some other things I would like to teach you today that perhaps might not be in your note, but I will make a slide, do some, do PowerPoint presentation for you and send it through. We were talking about how to design a customer service plan to grow your business. Right. We need to understand that customers are very important, right? We say customer is the lifeblood of a business. Lifeblood. Imagine how important it is. If somebody tells you that you are short of blood in your body, you're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be sad. Let me give you a joke before we start this morning. I've got a friend those days, a friend of mine, right? You know, we were in the rural area. Those days, you don't have doctors, you don't have hospitals, in the remote, most especially in the remote areas. There is one quack doctor. Why I call him quack? He was not a doctor, he was deceiving people. He used to come to the rural area in the village, knowing full well that people don't know anything. He used to come with a kind of a thermometer. You know, thermometer. That time we don't even know. We didn't even know whether it was a thermometer, right? We thought that was what the doctors were using to diagnose for diagnostic, right? Now this guy, whenever he comes to the village, you see the whole villagers will be coming out. They will be trooping out. They want to know this their status, their head status. Then this guy will bring this up. Only God knows whether that thing was working. Right? Then they will say people will line up. They say, bring your armpit. Then you put it like this. Right? After some few minutes, you're gonna look at it like this. Say, yeah, you got this type of problem. Right? Himself, he got the medication. And those medication was given, maybe expired stuff. Maybe it was a pain reliever, all those type of stuff. Then he came to the town of my friend. This guy was still very small boy. Then he went there. We always get scared because I was always wondering, any person that goes to this guy, he will never say this person is all right. Why is it that everybody got problem? We are all sick. Then he got to the turn of my friend. He went there. The guy, he tested it. He said he's short of blood. He said he got high blood pressure. Now my friend was crying. The mother was crying. He said, no, remain just a little for this guy to die. Then they started asking him, what can we do now to help? He got always have problems, solutions to it because he wants to sell his medication. He wants to get money from people. Do you understand what I mean? So why am I saying all this? Because anything related to blood, my friend, must we take it very serious. If you go for medical checkup and they say there's something wrong with your blood, you're gonna feel sad, obviously. Right. So let's come to that of business. It's the same thing. We say customer is the lifeblood of a business. If your business got no customer, what it means is that your business is dead. No blood in the body, you are not living. Dead people, their blood, it freezes, it doesn't flow, it stops. So if you don't have customers in your business, it's a problem. You need to go out and see what you can do to get customers. So what you need to do as a person that got a business that is rational in decision making, you need to design a plan. Do you understand? It doesn't mean if you don't have the required number of customers that you desired, you just have to sit like that. You must always fight, right? Business is competitive. Life is competitive in general. We compete every day for one to be able to survive, right? So you need to develop a kind of strategy. Design a business service plan to grow your business. Right. Then, where do you start from? This is the first step we talked yesterday, right? First of all, you need to know your values, the value of your business. Because you need, for example, if you are going out to reach out to your customers, there must be something that you want to portray to them. Right. You start with the value. What can be used to describe our values and qualities? Right. Is it reliability? Because when you are going to talk to the customers, you need to be convincing enough. Right. When you come to my business, you see, we are very reliable. Something of that nature. We are very friendly. We are honest. All those kind of stuff. You need to first of all say what would be the value of my business that I can portray, that I can sell, right, to the customers. Then you need to step two, expectation about the customer. What does the market reveal about what the customer will want? Yeah. Yeah, mind you are on air. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. No problem. No problem. Okay. Great. Okay. So, guys, you need to, first of all, develop a kind of expectation of the customers in terms of what does market reveal about what the customer want. Do we know the quality that they expect? Because you must know what they want, the needs. Do you understand what I mean? If you don't know the needs, you're not going to be able to provide something that they will buy from you, right? It must be compatible, right? I need, I'm hungry, right? Hunger create the needs, right? Then you will now look for something to satisfy that need. That means food, right? If I'm able to provide the food that you need, then you're gonna buy from me. So I need to know your various needs. You as a business owner, you must know the needs of your target market. Does it make sense to you? There's responsible. Somebody must be responsible to go out there. For example, if you are a one-man show, you know what I mean by a one-man show? You are the owner of the business, you don't have any employees, right? Yourself needs to go out. But if you have somebody that is working with you, somebody must be designated, right, to be in charge of customer service. Right, like in most retail outlet, you see they got customer service department. Right. Okay. Now, responsible person in the business to deal with the customers. Who will deal with the customers? Right? Who is who in your business will be responsible for sales and for communication with the customer? You need to designate that. Right. Then step four, speculation or possible training. Where does this one comes in? For example, this is a customer plan. You are trying to strategize how you can reach out to the customers, right? How you can be able to woo your customer to your side, right? Let me put it this way again, more simply. How you can be able to entice your customers to your side, right? Now, you must look for somebody that can be able to do that if you are not doing it on your own, right? Like I said, if you are a one-man business, you need to go out by yourself to do it. But if it's a big business, they got designated people that needs to do that. Now, you must have to establish one thing, right? The person you are delegating to go out to talk to customer, it's very important because that is where the money is coming in. That is where the sales is. You can be able to sell your product. You must put somebody that can be able to do a good job, right? What if perhaps you discover that you got somebody that can do it, but it still needs some training, of course, because if they employ you as in the customer service department, you must know very well the product of the company. Like what I told you the other day, I went to game, not game, macro. I wanted to buy a product. I saw a salesperson standing by there. I said, my friend, excuse me, excusez-moi, right? Can you please explain to me what this thing means? How this thing work? There was an item I was interested in. I asked the guy to explain to me. He said he doesn't know how it works. I said, are you a sales guy? He said, yes. But how comes you don't know about this stuff? I said, you see, this is the problem we are having. Right? I said, I don't blame you, right? They're supposed to send you out for training to know about this stuff so that you can be able to explain articulately to people. You see, you are losing a customer now. You see? So that is what we are trying to relate here. So you need to see where there are gaps in terms of the knowledge, skill, and attitude of the person you are designating to reach out to the customer. Because that person now will be in the front line. Do you understand what I mean? That person is going to be in the front line to market your product to the customers. So if that person doesn't know what he or she is doing, it's going to affect your sales. You understand what I mean? Because as a salesperson, you need to be convincing. Money is hard to get, right? Most especially if that customer, if that salesperson is coming to sell a product that you don't know about, they should be able to convince you, right, to the extent of you get agreeing with that person to purchase the product. You see, it's not easy. You understand what I mean? Right. If possible, that person should be sugar coated, having the sugar coated tongue. But when I say sugar coated tongue, I don't say you must talk lies. You must be honest. Do you understand what I mean? Right. So, in the event that this designated salesperson needs to a kind of a upskill or bridging in terms of knowledge, right? About, most especially about the product or whatever, then you need to uh, do a bit of a training to upskill that person. For example, these are the type of question you need to ask here. Is training necessary, right? Yeah. Does the person or whatever people who will deal with the client need any training to meet the needs of the customers? Because if the person lack certain things, right, in terms of knowledge, for example, about the product, like the example I gave just now, you're gonna lose sales, right? The technical training may be required where the employee needs to give advice or expertise, right? So you need to consider that. Then step 5 is after sales service. You know what is after sales service? We say what after sales service means whatever services that you provide after your product have been sold, the deal have been struck is after sales service. Yeah, that could form part of after sales service. Or you going to the customers to find out whether the customer is still happy. You can do a kind of after sales, we call it post-sales service or post-sales survey. Survey, a survey, right? You've already, the customer have bought from you already or is buying from you. You want to see if the customers is still happy. There's what we call customers dissonance. Dissonance, I will spell it for you. Dissonance. Yeah, dissonance. Customer or consumer. Dissonance. Yeah, dissonance. What it means is this. Let me explain to you. For example, you bought something. When you gone out to buy things, right? Then you saw this particular item. You look at it, you say, wow, I like this. Right? It captivated your attention and you feel that based on the futures and whatever, you are going to maximize your benefits in using that product. Then you bought it. Guys, listen very well. Then all of a sudden you brought that thing home. You discover that even what you think that thing was, it's not really what you think it was. Then you feel sad. Say, why did I use my money to buy this stuff? I've wasted my money. That is customers dishonest, right? You started regretting that. You see, which is not good. Do you understand what I mean? But when you have a kind of after sales service as a kind of a follow up, you can be able to take care of all this to avoid this. When you follow the customer, then the customer will tell you this, and you can from there speak to the customer. Perhaps the customers haven't actually know the inherent benefit of that thing. It just started regretting, right? You can as well use after sales service, to advise the customer. No, this one can do this for you. You can do, maybe you don't know about this thing much, all those kind of stuff, right? Yeah, that is what we say. What after sales service will be provided, right? You need to determine that when you are doing your strategy. Then decide what after sales service will include, such as guarantee. Guarantee is a kind of after sales service as well, right? People buy things when they are sure that they are going to maximize the value for their money. Nobody like to waste money. Do you understand what I mean? No matter how rich you are, you wouldn't like to waste money in buying things. At the end of the day, it doesn't. You are not giving you the value that you desired to get from that. Everybody like to maximize value, right, in spending money, right? So in some instances, some businesses, in order for them to assure the customers, they can institute a kind of a guarantee or warranty. They say no problem. If there's go buy it, if at the end of the day it's faulty or there's any problem with it, within a specific period, bring it. I will do maybe refund you back your money or give you another one. Right. When somebody give you that type of guarantee, then you are rest assured. Right. No matter what, if that thing is not good, then you return it back. Unlike the Chinese, when you buy something from the Chinese, they will tell you, sometimes they give you 1 month guarantee. Right? So some people will even tell you, there was a time, very funny. I bought something from somebody, from a store, from a shop, let me call it that way. Then the thing went bad. I went to return it. You know what this guy told me? He said he's not the manufacturer. He said he was told me, say, I'm not the manufacturer of this stuff. So what can I do? So it's something like that. It kills the customer's interest. Next time I say I won't go there to buy something again. So when there is a warranty, right? That kind of after sales service, it motivates, right? You to buy the product. Then you have to be, it makes you to be rest assured that this product you are buying is of good quality. Because nobody like to guarantee what is a fake quality. Do you understand? Something that you know will not serve a customer beyond 1 month. Can you guarantee it for 6 months? If you got a business like that, you guarantee something that you know inwardly to you that is gonna take 1 month. You are putting a guarantee for 6 months. What are you doing? You are shooting yourself on the foot. Do you understand what I mean? Right. So courtesy call. What do we mean by courtesy call? You can pick up a phone and call the person. Hey man, yesterday you were in the salon to do your hair. Did you sleep well last night? Oh, when you receive that kind of call, you feel, elated. You feel happy. You say that shit, those people are good, right? Next time you will like to go and do your hair there because you feel now they're taking good care of you and they care for others. Those kind of stuff, right? We classify them as after sales, right? Then you need to conduct customer satisfaction survey, right? The customers will be buying from you, right? You want to see how their feelings about your product. This one is very, very important. Most businesses they don't do this, and at the end of the day, they fall into big problem, right? There is what we call, when you got a business, when you start a new business, you will see a lot of people will be coming in to buy from you, right? There are certain people, we call them scavengers. scavengers. They like to see what is happening here. When you open a new business, they will rush in, but they are not going to stay with you. Right. In business, what needs to one what you need to take note of mostly is customer retention. Retention. Customers that comes to buy from you, they go and come back again to buy from you. That one is very important. If your customer retention is very poor, the business is gonna have problem in terms of having customers, right? Yeah. So you need to conduct a kind of customer survey so that you can be able to see where the problem lies beforehand for you to solve it. So what you do, you collect data and process it into information that can be used to improve. Because when you are doing a survey, the customers they are going to depends on how you design, right? Your questionnaires. They will as well recommend to you what you can do to improve on your product or your service. Right. For example, when you came in here just now, right? You said I must position my mic higher so that we can be able to have a good quality sound. You see, then I did it. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, that one is based, we call it comments, right? Comments, yeah, feedback, comment, all those type of stuff. You can as well do a survey, right? From the survey, you can be able to know what is going right as well as what is not going right with it. Then they will recommend for you what you need to do to improve. Do you understand what I mean? Right. If let's say as you came in just now, you say do this, I say no man is right. Right? You will not be happy. Next time you say, no, I told this guy to make this thing right, he's not making it right. You will not be interested, you know. So you will not be interested to watch the video. If it is possible for you to remove your dislike, your like, or to go and put dislike there, you can go and put it there. You say, advising is not following people's advice. Then you plan a strategy on how to improve, right? What plan of action to improve? For example, if the data you are getting from your survey, there are certain things that are recommended for you to improve. You need to improve on those stuff, right? For your business to move, right? For example, what can you be concerned with here? A plan of action to improve your customer satisfaction score, right? This one is based on the premise that the responses you are getting from your customers is not the way, it's appalling, right? Appalling means there are a lot of stuff you need to improve on, right? You need to listen to the voice of your customers and how you can be able to improve on it. Identify why you are not performing as planned, right? Then use the information from survey, like I said, to plan a strategy to overcome weaknesses. Where your records show that your product is to blame, you have to revise your quality control, right? If it is need or if it is problem, consider extending your product range. From the data you gonna get from your customers, the information, it can help you to improve. Does it make sense to you? Right. So that is what we are talking about. Okay. There are certain things I've discovered that I need to explain to you because I was just checking your book. I don't know. I don't want to skip anything. Once I see anything important, I must go back and teach you and tell you what it means. When we were doing questionnaire, remember we talking about questionnaires, right? I'm gonna put something there, right? Something is missing there, a lot of stuff. When we were talking about questionnaire, doing a survey, right? Did we talk about focus group? I remember I explained it. I don't know whether it's in this class. Focus group. Focus group. I didn't explain here. Okay. Okay. When you want to get the opinion, guys, listen very well. This thing is very, very important, right? I said, for you to be able to do well in your business, you need to know the mindset of your customers, right? I say, how will you do that? You conduct a survey. Do you understand? Oh yeah, okay. You conduct a survey, right? Okay. Besides a survey, there is another other methods that you can use. Remember, survey, you print questionnaires, you distribute questionnaires, right? Or you email questionnaires, right? You know what is a questionnaire? We discussed that. Okay. Besides the surveys, you can utilize another method we call focus group. Focus group. I'm gonna write it. I write it here. Focus group. I think this one. I don't want to skip it. Focus group. You know what is a focus group? Okay, I will explain to you. You know, survey, you use a questionnaire, right? Focus group is a kind of interview, right? There's you group people together, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one group, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 group B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 group C, right? You want to obtain information from them, right? Then you start posing questions to them. They will be responding, right? Okay. Instead of you giving this one, you don't use questionnaire. You interview them. What is the advantage of a focus group? Guys, listen. These things are likely exam questions. Okay. What is the advantage of using a focus group? Because it saves time, right? It saves time compared to if you are to use a interview, one-on-one interview. That is another method that you can use to collect information from your customer. Okay, let me try to make it more simpler again for you to understand. I talk about questionnaire, which is through survey, right? Then focus group. Then we got one-on-one interview, personal interview, right? So focus group, when you are doing it, it can help you to get facts rather than lies, right? Because if I put 5 of you in a group, I start asking you questions, they will not, no, they will not talk lies. Because if one is lying, the other one will say, no, it's not like that. Do you understand what I mean? So that is another advantage. It will help you to get facts, right? Rather than lies. Okay. So that is one of the advantages of a focus group, right? Then you got personal interview. What is that? Cockroach. Okay. Okay. So you can as well use a system of informal conversation. How does that one work? Informal conversation. Informal. It's not structured, right? You just start chatting with somebody. Yeah, it could be okay. Let's call this one. You can use email, that is another method. You can use informal conversation. For example, I've just come to you and start chatting with you, right? You wouldn't know that I'm collecting information from you, like the CIA, FBI, KGB, Mossad, right? They will come to you, you wouldn't know. Then you open your basket mouth. You start talking. They've already got what they want from you without you knowing, right? You can do that as well. So, where am I speaking now? On page 63, right? Conducting primary survey. Okay, what do you understand? I think I haven't explained this thing to you. There is what we call primary survey, right? And the secondary survey. Okay, primary is the survey research that you yourself you're going to the field to collect data by yourself. That is primary. Don't forget, primary, you go out and do it by yourself, right? Okay. Secondary, the research has been done. You go into archives, books, publication to extract the information. That is secondary. Primary is right. For example, if I want to know the buying pattern of people in Atlantis for a specific product, I can go into archives, publications, right? Then you can extract the information. But if yourself you design your questionnaires, then you go to distribute it to people in Atlantis, then you collected the questionnaires, you sit down and analyze it. That is primary. Does it make sense to you? They can ask you in the exam the difference between primary research and secondary research. Secondary, it has been done already. You just extract the information from the archives, from what have been done. Right? Primary, you go there and do your analysis by yourself. You collected the information by yourself. Yeah, you collect, extract the data from books, from journals, right? From publications and all this stuff. Right? Okay. I just want to make sure that I cover this thing for you. Then we got telephone survey, like what you were saying. You can use telephone to survey. No, this informal we are talking about, you go out there and meet with people. You chat with them. Yeah, yeah. So now telephone survey, you can mail as well. Wait. I'm in a classroom. No, come and talk to me later. I'm in a class now. You are taking the time of these people. Okay, all right. All the best, ne? Right. So you can email service as well, right? These days you can use. We got certain software that you can use. You can even use WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp. I did a survey the other day. I used WhatsApp. Mm. No, it's not unprofessional. It's not structured. You don't have the question structured. You just start chatting. For example, for questionnaires, you got structured questions that you're gonna ask. Yeah, yeah, that is what I mean by structure. You plan it. But this one, you just post question, you start chatting. From that chat, you ask again. From what you getting from the respondent, you base your question on that. But the person will not know that you are doing you are obtaining information just in a casual manner. For questionnaires, they know that you are trying to get information from them, right? For personal interview, they know. For focus group, they know. But for informal, they don't know anything about it, right? Okay, there's another form we call observation. Observation. You just walk in, right? You start observing. Nobody gonna know what you are doing. You see, for example, if you want to observe the buying pattern of people in a shop, right? Because you want to know which product are these people buying. You want to know which side do they focus mostly on, or which product do they focus mostly on. You as a manager, you just come and you say in a call, you walk around. Nobody would know what you are doing. You are observing them. From there, you can make your informed decision, and it's gonna work for you because you've seen what they are doing. You can do it 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, depends on how you want it. Then you can be able to base your decision on that. Let me give you one example. You table view them. They've got Spa, right? They got Pick and Pay, not so much far away. The manager of Spa was a very clever guy, right? You know what that guy used to do? He will go to Pick and Pay. You will think that he's coming to buy something. He will be checking those items that are not in this shop there, that are not in the racks, right? Yeah, he will go there and see the ones that are not there. Then he will go out and buy those stuff and put a higher price. Because when people go to Pick and Pay, that thing is not there. Obviously, they will be obliged to come to Spa. Did you see what I mean? It's a strategy through observation. So when you are doing a business, you must be very strategic. You see? Yeah, you must be very strategic because it's a war, right? Whether you shoot first or they shoot you. Either you shoot first, if you waste time in shooting, then they shoot you. You see? So you must be very active. That is how the life of business is. So yeah, it's a period over or what? Okay. You see, another important aspect that I want to explain to you. Okay, I'm gonna say this one today. It's very important. Then I will leave the other for tomorrow. Open and close question. Have I explained that? Okay. Huh? Open and close question. Okay. I say when the question is closed, it means it's like yes or no, or you are giving options, right? You cannot go beyond. Maybe perhaps there's something else that you want to add. You cannot add it. As like I said, your hands are tied. Right. So when it is open, you can express your opinion. Right? Okay. We talk about that. Then what there is another important stuff I want us to talk about. Personal selling, we've talked about that, right? Personal selling, right? Personal selling, selling from door to door, right? Or yeah. Sales promotion, we talk about that, sales samples. Then this one is very, very important. This aspect is very important. We talk about publicity. Okay. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the basic principles of negotiation. That thing that doesn't have any slide. Yeah, I'm gonna make something for you. Right? Okay. Cheers. Then when we finish with that, we go to topic. Yeah, three basic financial management. All right, guys.